All right, welcome back to the SSL Family Dad channel. We are out here at the back of the property. We are out here to collect some wood. And so the goal today is to cut up a few chunks of these trees, the larger the better, load them on the forks and haul them up to the house and get them all stacked by the wood burner so that I can process those at my leisure. So today the goal is just to get them up there and moved up to the house. So here's one piece. This is a piece of black locust that I think it's been laying here for a couple years, but this black locust, it re-roots in the ground. So this might not be really seasoned, but this is all for the outdoor wood boiler, so I don't really care. So I'm gonna try to cut that back there somewhere and then haul this chunk out. We're gonna have to try to pull it out of there, out onto the trail area somewhere here where I can get the forks underneath it and then get moving with it out of here. And not too far away from there, I have another good section here. Now this I can probably chop into a few pieces and try to pull those out. Now at this point, I can actually get the forks right underneath that section and just chop it off. So that'll be easy. And then the rest of it I'll pull out. A lot of times people give me a hard time, the environmental people, about burning wood. And oh, you better plant more trees and you're cutting down all the forest. Well, I very rarely take out a tree that's alive, unless it's, you know, I'm trying to make a trail or clear a space or something like that. But I don't just go cut down a bunch of live trees, you know, and burn them. Everything I pull off the property here is dead. It's blown over, it's diseased, it's bugs ate it, something happened and it was weak and fell over. Then I just come out here and get the stuff that's already broken or laying on the ground or has some damage to it. So I'm really just clearing out space so the other trees can grow bigger. Be surprised at all the stuff I have to carry out here. Got the battery charger there for my phone because my phone will get low when I'm taking video. I got the drone. I got a bag of camera stuff and microphones and extra batteries and chargers, and I got chainsaw stuff and safety equipment and gas and fuel and straps and all these things that I gotta bring around. So let's get to work. Can't forget you guys. So I took that load up to the house and I just got back out here. Everything I have is dead. My phone is dead. My camera won't record because it's too cold. My GoPro, somehow the cold killed the battery. The drone has a dead battery in the remote. And so I'm literally trying to charge everything right now off of that battery backup, and but we're gonna get back to work here. So I guess this is the mobile charging station slash chainsaw sharpening station for me today. But it's hard recording out here in this in the cold temperatures. So when I pulled that last log up, it looks like this fork got stuck underneath something. I don't know if it was caught on a root or a piece of barbed wire fence or who knows what. And I didn't realize it. I can't see the ends of the fork over the top of the bucket when it's up there. That brace right there blocks my view. So this happens. This is the second time this has happened. And so I'm going to try to heat it up. I've got one of these MAP gas torches. It's really what I use for soldering copper pipe. But I'm going to see if I can heat this up right here, and then maybe put some downward pressure on the bucket as I heat it to try to just bend it back into place. And I'll just have to take it easy on these, and I may have to reinforce them down the road. It's a little bit better, but I'll need some more heat and some more pressure to get it bent all the way back. So we'll mess around with that later. It's time to get back to work. So I got another log back there to pull out. Well, we got the last couple pieces loaded up from this area at least, but unfortunately off camera, while I was charging up some of my camera equipment, I I bent the fork again, and this time I bent it back real far, and then when I tried to bend it back straight, it actually broke. So it looks like we're gonna have to do some more major repair on that, and I think that what I'll end up doing is we'll flatten that out and weld that back straight, and I might put maybe a couple pieces of 1-inch black pipe on the underside. This is a hollow channel on the back side of this, C-channel I think it's called, and I can maybe put a couple pieces of black pipe on the inside or underneath that and weld them right in there to help stiffen this up. Well, we'll get this last load taken up for today. There's still quite a few trees out here I'd like to get, but the day is running short. All right, we just need to get this last load taken up to the house and get kind of cleaned up out here and get back in. And then I still have a lot of cutting and splitting to do up at the house, but I think we'll do that another day. Well, not a bad haul for a couple hours work, and there's still lots more out there to get. So this will get me through the month for the outdoor wood burner here to heat the greenhouse at least, and also some for our wood stove inside. And we're going to be getting ready for maple syrup season soon, so I want to get a nice stockpile going. There's one comment that I get all the time when I'm out collecting wood. I've done a lot of wood collecting videos and wood processing videos in the wintertime. And a lot of times people say, why are you out there in the wintertime? You should have all your wood, collected and stacked and split and dried and all that stuff before fall hits. There's a few reasons why I collect the majority of our wood in the wintertime, at least get it cut and out of the forest. We have a lot of dead trees out here, as you saw, and getting into the woods and pulling those out when there's poison oak, poison ivy, it's wet and muddy and there's mosquitoes in there, and you got vines and leaves and everything. It's hard to see what's down and what's not. I mean, this forest gets pretty thick, and it's Michigan, it's wet here. So there's only a month or two where it's actually dry in the woods anyway. And once I want to get in there, when it's dry, it's filled with mosquitoes and poison things. And so it's just much nicer to go into the woods when the ground is frozen. There's a little bit of snow on the ground. I can drag logs really easy across the snow. I can pull stuff out, get stuff processed, get stuff up here. I'm not, tearing up the fields or trails with making ruts and mud and all that stuff with the tractor and the truck. I can see through the woods, so I can look through the entire forest almost that we have here and just say, okay, I got trees down here, and start pulling those things out. It's just so much nicer to work in the woods in the wintertime. And the other reason is when I'm farming or homesteading, whatever you want to call it, the majority of my work for the year is done. Maple syrup season for us, end of February, March and April, and then I get into gardening stuff. I'm preparing plots and gardening land and tilling things up and planting things and getting hay fields ready and equipment ready and all that stuff for hay season. May comes around, I'm planting everything, and then we've got a bunch of animals usually having babies in April and May and June, and so you've got piglets being born and goat kids being born and all this stuff. So like that's a super busy time, and throughout the summertime. And so this is my best time. Right now in the winter, I have the least amount of daily tasks to do. I have caring for animals and stuff like that, but this is the best time for me to get out in the woods. So I don't want to wait and be getting wood and dragging it right for the wood stove today. but I'm definitely getting wood right now for next year, and also for maple syrup and this wood boiler this year. This thing can burn green wood. It can burn, you know, stuff that's not 100% seasoned. I don't care about that. So I can drag stuff out whenever I feel like it, whenever I have time, and throw it in there, and that's fine. For all you guys who are wondering why I'm always out in the wintertime collecting wood, hopefully that answers that question. If you guys enjoyed today's video, a little bit of fun out in the woods, cutting and dragging things out, and of course I'll take you guys along for fixing those forks. I'd really like to redo those and build those up real nice, and so maybe I'll have to pick up a little welder and get that done. But as always, guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and I'd love to have you subscribe if you are not already. If you want to follow along with the SSL Family Dad channel, we'd love to have you tag along and check out all the fun and crazy things we're doing around here. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.